I know if Tim was on with us, he would just be grinning because that's exactly like the kind of response and experience we want people to have
Nailed it.
because Tim has spent years and a lot of money developing this, but I really appreciate the feedback from you guys and letting everyone on the call know as well what we do. And so obviously it sounds the marketing side of things, which it's no one's favorite thing to do. I have a my minor in college was digital marketing, and even I don't like doing some of it. People who are just normal people, like, hey, I'm good with spreadsheets, but I don't know how to adjust the CRM. So I know that we'll help you find more methods for attracting them. But when it comes to, obviously, you guys promoted deals before you joined us. So how did you guys market or reach out to your investors? What was your process when you were ready to promote a deal and get them to come on the webinar and things like that? Like, how did you get them excited?
Send out a email in MailChimp
Hmm.
and cross fingers and say a little
Call a
prayer,
few of them.
throw
Call a
some
few of them.
salt. Yeah, call. But we didn't have the consistency. We didn't have a do this on day one, this on day two, this on day
Right.
three. We didn't have that. And we're not perfect. Like the deal we're doing right now, we're running at it. Everything looks good, but we need to raise capital really quickly again. But we know what we need to do and we have the plan.
Hmm.
And so we're much better prepared to implement it this time.
Hmm.
And previously, it was really just email, and we didn't know where else we should have gone
Hmm.
because 5 years ago, all I had to do to raise a couple million was send out an email and
Hmm.
money came in. And
Literally.
it like,
Much,
Literally.
much different now. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's no longer the game has changed.
Hmm.
It,
And,
and the other thing too, with social media, I was a residential real estate agent for 25 years. So I've done some social media marketing, but not at the level that you have to do it to raise money. And the other thing is that I found I would take a course on how to do it and what's the right way and everything. And 4 months later, everything would change. So it's really awesome to have a group behind you who has people who are doing this, who are going to
stay.
figure out what's changed. Because in 2 months, what I learned how to do last month isn't going to work anymore. So that's a
Yeah.
huge thing. You really have to have someone who's just really on top of it.
Yeah, it's ever changing. And I'm glad you guys brought that up. It's harder to raise money now. So I'm curious, I want to get an idea of who your investor, what's your ideal avatar or investor profile? Why do you target them? And what's like their primary motivations for investing typically?
For me, it's people like me who are approaching retirement age. A lot of them younger than me. I'm much closer to retirement age than I may look. But anyway, and so many people have not planned well, or they've lost money in the stock market, the reality of how much things cost now, healthcare, everything else. When you start thinking seriously about it, as you're approaching it, you're going to come up short. There's no two ways about it. And that's one of the things that really drove me into doing this is that I needed to do something where I could grow my money more quickly. And all the money I had pretty much was in my IRA. So we really love that you can invest with your IRA and your 401k. And we try to talk about that when we can. And that's the network of people I know personally who aren't real estate agents. That's
Mhm.
where they're at that age where they're approaching it. Now, what are they going to do with their money? And it's so much better if you're 10 years or 20 years or 30 years younger. That's really awesome. Right now, at least for me, that's really the group that I am trying to target. People approaching retirement and finding themselves coming up short.
That
And
is the
is it,
avatar, really.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because, so for example, flying back home the other day, I flew from Seattle back to my home airport. So I had 3.5 hours, 4 hours to chat with the guy next to me who is semi-retired. He's a doctor. He works 1 week a month, and then he pretty much spends the rest of the time where I live. And he has a lot of free time, a lot of free cash, and a lot of
Mhm.
friends. And we just talked about what I do. He also has invested in real estate syndications that are not distributing. And so when I told him, hey, self storage, distributions, cash flowing, he was very excited. His travel companion that he was with, he runs a real estate brokerage. And he also was interested because it's his brokerage, right? So he has
Hmm.
the cash. So I interact with a lot of retirees or people who are partially retired. And that's a great avatar for both Margot and I. And that's someone that online we need to target more, because one-to-one is very difficult, and we need to do one-to-many advertising, a lot more of that.
And because you guys are dealing with a certain type of investor, right? It's not like a doctor or a lawyer type. It's more of an age group, certain financial stability type of investor. Do your investors prefer to focus on a single asset type or have a more diversified portfolio across multiple assets, which I think applies probably more so to you and your avatar than many people. So what's their like mindset when it comes to diversification?
I was going to say, yeah. And not only are they diversified, but they are a diverse group of people. And so the ones that aren't diversified, we may need to educate, but we love doing that. And some people are just searching for what am I going to do? And they don't know. They've done the traditional thing. That group runs the gamut.
Yeah, because you have the kinds of both sides really, where, hey, I'm invested in stocks and the older, maybe not crypto, but maybe they are. Maybe their grandson sold them on a crypto coin or something like that. You never know. But for the ones who aren't really invested into real estate, you have that option. And then for the ones that are, maybe they got burned on multifamily, maybe they aren't very educated on why self-storage is a good investment, easier to manage, all the reasons you guys have talked about. So no matter what their problem is, it sounds like you guys can solve it, which is very good. Awesome. Very cool. How do you guys cultivate and maintain those long-term relationships with investors? Do you guys have certain strategies you use? Obviously, you're implementing some of the stuff that Tim and Alliance has built for you, but do you guys use newsletters, direct mail? What kind of to keep them top of mind? What do you guys do there?
For investors in our deals, they get not only our quarterly reports, but intermittent videos and emails and things like that, but also directly reaching out. And anytime, if I'm in the same town where they are, I'll try and schedule an in-person. But for, again, we need to do more of one-to-many and not just one-to-one, because we do have a larger database, and that database is growing. So because now our Go High Level actually works and we can actually use it, we will get better at utilizing Go High Level to send out those messages and connect with people more.
Yeah, we need to do a better job of telling the people that aren't in our deals what we're doing.
Yes.
I have, people that I know that they might get a few emails a year, but it takes a while for it to sink into people. We need to do much better than that.
Yeah. And
57
especially in this day and age, there's so much noise. If one email probably isn't going to do, maybe it goes to spam these days anyways. So being consistent, it sounds like it's something you guys are trying to definitely improve on. And I hope that we can help, especially with our Go High Level. But obviously, this is a year-round thing, right? It's not, hey, we raise money, then we're done. So what steps do you guys take to make sure funds are readily available when a deal comes up without constantly needing to hustle once you find that perfect project?
This is why we are connecting with you guys and with another group, because we like the fund manager model, and we want to craft our deals so that they are fund manager friendly. I think that Margot and I are going to buy a lot of properties over the next 2 years. A lot. I don't think that we alone can raise all the money. I am 100% confident that the people on this call and everybody I'm going to talk to over the next couple of months can help us, and we can all make money together. We believe wholeheartedly in abundance, and we believe that there is enough for everybody. And so when we are looking at anything that we're doing, it's how can we raise others up? How can we include other people? We can absolutely include fund managers, and everybody can make money. We find deals. We know there's enough cash in these deals for everybody to make money. So that's how we're going to do it. We're not going to do it alone. We are operators first and foremost, and we are fundraisers secondarily, but we also know that everybody on this call and everybody that we're talking to, We can do it together. Help us build $100 million portfolio. Come on, y'all.
The more help we get with raising money, the more deals we can do and the more money we can give to our investors and to our partners. Raising
The
the money.
deals are there. The self-storage deals within our buy box, the deals are there. And our buy box is very specific. We're not looking at $20 million properties. Our buy box is $2 to $5 million deals where mom and pop have owned it for 10, 20, 30 years. There's a manager sitting on site. We have a very specific buy box, and there's plenty of those deals out there, and we get great seller financing, and it makes everybody happy. It's a win.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like you guys, and I think this is becoming more popular now, crafting relationships with fund managers, like we have a ton of in the Alliance, but even beyond that, just creating relationships with people where, hey, you can't raise all of the money forever. If everyone's goal on here, I'm assuming, is to scale. And if you want to scale, you have to be better at raising money, but eventually you'll hit a point where, hey, it's a $100 million deal. I probably won't raise it all. I need help. But if you build those relationships early on, by the time you get there and you need help, you've got a ton of people in your corner that can say, hey, I love you guys. If the deal makes sense, I'm in. My fund will bring $1 million, $2 million, $5 million. And that's really where the relationships, people hear networking and they think, oh, I just want to network to see who can invest in my deal. Investing doesn't always mean their own money. It might be their network's money, which I think is a very good approach to take, to do both and not rely on one or the other. Some people will say, hey, I'm going to raise as much as I can. I don't need other people. Some people will say, I only want to use fund managers. You need a very healthy mix of both to ensure that your cost of capital stays down and things like that too.